Well, I feel like I haven't done this in a while. Guys, welcome back to another episode of the PH Journals podcast. We've got so much to discuss in this week's episode of the podcast, and there's just so much to touch on. I can't even. I think we did a podcast last time was with Bouch. So much has happened over the past couple of weeks. So much to touch base on. So once again, this podcast is literally just going to be a little bit of everything, trying to get through what has happened in the recent times with Ramaphosa going over to the White House and all this sort of stuff. So there's a lot to get into it in this week's episode of the podcast. Yeah, so guys, like mentioned, a lot to discuss. Well, firstly, I want to start off with the trip everyone was kind of anticipating, and it is one I think I have received the most amount of attention for on social media. Now, what do I mean about this? Well, a lot of people, South Africans included, have asked me about my personal opinion on what the hell is going on at the White House. And it's an interesting conversation to have. And I was hoping to get an expert onto the podcast, but I'll be honest with you, I think the waters get muddied when we discuss different perspectives on what the hell is really going on out there. As far as the whole Julius Malema, kill the white farmer, kill the boer, all this sort of thing. So I thought, I've done a podcast on this literally a couple of weeks ago, or months ago, with the land expropriation bill. But I wanted to touch base with really what came out of the Cyril Ramaphosa Donald Trump meeting. What I took from it. So if we look back at a couple of the short snippets that we've had, I've been able to excessively watch a whole bunch of them. My TikTok, my YouTube shorts, my reels have been elongated with people sending me messages about this whole thing, what really is happening, what can we expect. A lot of people have cancelled safaris because of this scenario. So I thought, what better way to give a personal opinion on what's really happening and why you guys still need to come out and enjoy your South African safari, number one. And number two, really just to give a good, honest perspective on how we can overcome this, or how we can navigate through this particular time in history, because it's a global phenomenon. People have become aware of this. Some of those video clips that Donald Trump played in the White House were taken from a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. And there's definitely both sides to every story. So let me start off by saying this, and there's a lot to dissect, so please excuse me if I refer to my phone quite a bit in this segment of the podcast. But so first things first, and I'll put the point down here, land expropriation. Now, if you guys want to find out more about this, please go watch the episode about land expropriation. I'm not going to get too much in depth into this at the moment. But right now, as we speak, the bill has been signed in. Okay. Is there anything I'm fully aware of that is happening, that land is being grabbed without any compensation? No. Just recently, a couple of days ago, I read a newspaper article where an individual so close to home, just on the outskirts of East London, actually, through the courts, managed to get his land back that fellow countrymen had occupied his land from the location next to him, occupied his land for a number of years. And he kind of lived with it and said, okay, well, you guys can occupy, and until it started getting a little bit out of control. And he went to the courts and he's got his land back. Now, the whole reason about land expropriation without compensation was the whole inequality thing that happened during apartheid. The way I see it, I don't think this is relevant in today's age. I have my personal opinion about it, because I personally think that the class that suffered from inequality did so, but not every single one of them want to become farmers. There are some incredible young black individuals out there that want to better themselves in so many different parts of the industry and the working class nowadays. Not many of them want to become farmers, and I think that's where this whole water thing gets a little bit muddied, because a lot of the white people's interpretation of this is that people want to grab your land because they want to farm on it. No, people just want to have the right to own land that they feel was wrongly taken from them all those years ago. However that may be look in your or sound in your personal capacity, please guys, by all means share it with me. I'm more than willing to listen, but I don't really want to deep dive into that. I personally believe that South Africa has come a hell of a long way to try and rectify the inequality that happened in apartheid. There's no doubt about it. We've put laws into place, and we're going to touch base on some of them. We've put laws into place that have benefited a lot of black people. And essentially, I mean, we've just had a black farmer the other day all over social media, or no, not a farmer, sorry, he's a miner. He owns mines. Purchase a 20 million rand motor vehicle. So yeah, I do think the wealth is definitely getting spread out consistently now.